Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to Craft Spot. It's another warm one. I'm back at the cottage, as you can sort of see. Got the the hair going on, and so of course there's no air conditioning, and it's one of those sort of hot and sticky days. So. Um, Great when you've had to jump in the lake, but then just thinking, oh, should let my hair dry, should get ready to do this. And of course it doesn't take very long when it's humid out to feel the heat again, but that's okay. It's summer, and we love it. So welcome. Thank you so much for stopping in. If you are here, do give me a hello. Let me know that you are watching, or if you are watching the replay, let me know that you're checking out what went on the replay. I always love to hear from everybody. Love to get your thoughts on what we did and what you think of it and all that. So let me. What do I need to share with you? If you saw my newsletter on Sunday, you may have noticed that I'm sort of kind of in a little bit of flux. It's the summer, and I'm not busy all the time with social things in the summer, but there is definitely more social activity that goes on. And there are people that we see at the cottage that we don't see any other time of year. So we're, trying to make some social plans to see some of them. And there just seems to be more going on. And so it's tough sometimes to keep up my hard and fast schedule. So I am going to be a little bit more flexible during the month of August, and you may not see me on my Facebook Lives as often. My regular monthly events will still take place. So my August card club absolutely is happening. Card class, if you purchase the Truck and Along bundle, then you have that card class coming to you. Mystery stamping on the second Thursday of the month, that is definitely going on. So some of those things will still happen, but I will keep you up to date as well each Sunday in my email that I send out. So if you are not on my mailing list, shame on you, but you should go to greatstampingwithconnie.com, which is my website, and there you will see a spot to join my mailing list, and actually it'll pop up in a pop-up box too. But you should absolutely get on my mailing list, because that's where I tell you about all the good stuff that's going on. And there is always good stuff going on, just all my events, but there's other things as well. I guess the next big one will be the Girls Getaway Weekend in November, and that's still a little ways away, but registration is open. I have an early bird special, so you can get an additional gift from me with valued over $25. So that's kind of nice. That's in addition to the goodie bag that will come for the retreat. So, and it's such an awesome weekend. If you can possibly get away for the weekend, it is the best. It's so, it enriches your soul and it refreshes you, and just so many wonderful things. But I could go on, but I'll stop there for now. Okay, let me switch this down. And oh, I thought I had some funny light. The light is not too bad. It's the Vellum that I saw in my little sneak peek pic before I had this spotlighted. So kind of zoomed my camera, so this is a little new. I'm checking out the workspace at our online global retreat that we just finished. It ran over last weekend. One of the things that I shared with everyone was a whole bunch of different ways to play with vellum. So I thought maybe we would play with vellum again today, because it's out there and I've used it, and then it's one of those things I find I don't think about using on a regular basis. Well, now I'm thinking about it again. So everything I'm doing right now is vellum. Okay, not everything, but a couple things that I did show at the weekend or at the retreat. So this is vellum that I stamped on. You can use your stamps and stamp on vellum. It's vellum cardstock available in the annual catalog. So I stamped this, and although it's fine and it's lovely, you do have to have some time or a heat tool because the ink does take a while to dry on the vellum, but it does dry, and then it won't come off. It's permanent, but it does go on quite wet, and then you do have to let it dry, and it doesn't absorb into the vellum as fast as it does into regular cardstock. So just something to be aware of. But there was that one, and then this is one similar to what we're going to do today. These are all vellum pieces that I colored and die cut from the, and I think I put it here because I was like, oh, will I remember what stamp set it was? Textured Floral. And so this was the stamp set that Terry featured for her second make and take. And then I decided that I would also use it. And I didn't use the stamps so much on this card. Well, I didn't use the stamps at all on this card, but I did use the dies from this set. So that is that one. But I thought this afternoon we might play with the cheerful daisies. So we have, this is the stamp set, and I don't actually have any of these stamps out. Not sure that oops, not used to this Zoom thing. I'm not trying to use any of these stamps per se, but we will use the dies. So here's what we're going to do. I have a piece of vellum cardstock, and I have some of my Stampin' Right markers, and I thought we would just play with some of these. So I have, this is Dark Orchid Oasis, and this is Dark Bubble Bath. I find for coloring on vellum, the dark colors generally are what you want to use, but not always, okay? Because these were the same color, but the dark and the light. So I wanted two-tone, but I wanted it very close. So, but if you're going to just swap out colors, you probably want the dark versions, just to give it a little more punch. And we're going to use the daisy die cut. Oh, this one has the leaves cut off already. I might use that, but this one has the leaves on it. We'll see what we're going to do. But I'm just looking, and there's 3 daisies and 2 colors. I did pull out Highland Heather. They'll probably go together okay. We'll just go with it. So I'm going to take the thick end of my Stampin' Blend, and I am just coloring on the vellum. Well, I'm scribbling. I'm not necessarily even coloring. And so if you pull out your dies, you can see how big a space you need. So I probably need to make this a little bit wider if I'm going to do that for the big daisy piece. Should work. These are Stampin' Blends are the alcohol markers, so they dry very quickly on the vellum or anywhere else. So you don't need to worry about these as much as when you use the water-based inks, they take a little longer to dry. So just have to be mindful. Okay, so there's those, and I'm going to bring in the other dies so we can cut these flower centers. And then I have my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. This is the mini machine in the boho blue. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so beautiful. You can still order this die. It is available. It is an online exclusive product, which means it's not in the catalog, but you can order it this way. So you just have to go online to my online store and look up Cut and Emboss, and you'll see that both the full-size machine and the mini machine and the white and the boho blue in the mini. So I should have made that just a little bit bigger, just to be sure to get the color everywhere. Okay, and then just a little tip when you are using the mini machine, because it's just not as large and strong and as heavy duty, when you put your plates together, it's a good idea just to stagger them a little bit. So you can see I've got a little bit of my spacer, and then this first cutting plate is to the back a tiny bit, and then I'm just going to put my second cutting plate forward a little bit, just so they're staggered, and it just helps it feed into the machine a little bit easier. Probably going to jiggle you a little bit here, try and relatively stable. Okay, I'm not sure how stable that is, but anyway. There is that, and just pull this off of here, and hopefully it has all of these die cuts ready to go. Pink flower center. Okay, so I'm just going to set these to the side. And oh dear, Pokey Tool went home. Pokey Tool did come back, but it did not get unpacked yet. So just when you think you have everything set up, just going to use this to give this a little poke, because I don't have my die brush right here handy and available. So the Pokey Tool will take of these pieces and just finish poking them out. Don't. And we should have one more flower. I haven't done these in the past. You know me, on the fly. I hadn't really thought about how I was going to attach them, and sort of looking around right now, thinking, usually I would use glue dots to attach these Vellum flowers, but they're not very big, so I'm not positive that's going to be the best way to do it. We may have to rethink that a little bit. But what I want to do before I do that, I am just going to bring in this and parakeet party. Look, I made little spots for the cottage so that I don't have to move all of my inks every time I go from the cottage to the house. Very excited about that. So I am just going to take some parakeet party ink, and I'm just going to dab it into the middle of these flowers so that they have a green flower center. You know, that should work. Okay, so this out of the way, and then we just need to figure out how we are going to attach this. I'm almost wondering if some little dabs of glue, perhaps. I don't know that I have a sponge up here. I know my sponges are at home, but I'm going to put my silicone mat underneath here, and look, I do have a Q-tip, and that will work. Somewhere. Oh, you know it's warm. If things stick to, when the paper sticks to you. Okay, so we're going to put some glue onto there, and then I want to make sure I'm hitting the back of these, but I'm just going to, now it's the edges of the flower that I most want to make sure have the glue on them. Okay. Here goes whatever. Here goes what we're doing. This is the right way. Gonna put it down on there. It's nice with the vellum if it does kind of cover a little bit, but it can also kind of curl. So up to you how much glue you put on. But, okay, just some glue. We'll just kind of dab them around. He's smaller, so if it sticks up a little bit, it won't really matter as much. That way, it's not too dark. But it has a pink tone to it. And this guy on. There we go. So there is our vellum flower layer. Let's move some of this out of the way. And move some of this out of the way. Lots of bits and pieces today. So I have cut card bases and I cut a card layer and I've done it all in basic white. So this is basic white, thick, standard card base. And then I have a basic white layer because I was just thinking, I want this very clean and white, and then just this little pop of color happening with these guys. And we will need some sort of a sentiment down here. And what did I did cut some pieces. Are these did I think that's kind of well. See, I'm going to take the card base out just so I can see the space that I'm working with. I think I could do that. Let's give it a go. What do you say? So I think what I will do is put some dimensionals onto the back of the sentiment and the back of the card, assuming I can find some dimensionals. Oh. Where all do we need these? I'll just put a bunch of these all around the flowers. Okay. Oh. Kind of tiny. That should be okay. And then do we put some bigger ones? Oh, apparently we're at the edge. The dimensions as well. Okay. Trash bin. Sometimes I struggle with white space, so I like to sort of push myself sometimes to do cards that are lots of white, just to, just to sort of push me outside my comfort zone a little bit, really, to be honest. And there is color here. Obviously, there's color in the flowers and there's color in the sentiment. The sentiment, if you are wondering, is from Go To Greetings, one of the must-have stamp sets that I have told you about many times. And I've stamped that with Orchid Oasis ink. That's what that one is. Put this into about the same distance from the edges. So That's kind of sort of should work. Oops, sorry, was the cat. Felix just came to see what was up. I hadn't seen my kitties for 2 weeks. They were up here with Steve, and I was at home. And it's been a long time, and they clearly they missed me, which is good because it's always nice to be loved, right? But they kind of have been hanging around and following me everywhere since I got up here yesterday. Hello, Felix. Yes, Mom's here. So, you're not leaving, are you? You just got here. But I think he was napping and now he's awake, so he's probably looking for some petting, some attention, some love, which he'll just have to wait a few minutes for. So that looks perfect. He just pulled this off while I still can. The disadvantage of working at an angle. My angle perception or something, whatever that would be, I don't really know, but it sucks. How's that? I didn't have this card base folded quite right, so that doesn't help either. Squared up a little bit. Maybe I just need to chop it a little bit. I did put my chopper somewhere. See, when the card base doesn't cooperate, just bring in your chopper and trim it a smidge. And for anyone that was not at the retreat, a smidge is a legitimate amount in the crafting world. Sometimes we need to make things just a smidge. Okay, let's try this again. See if I can get it on. I think that's better. Okay, and then of course, we need a little bit of bling. What do we have here? Oh, those are not the right colors. I have some pink. These might be pretty. These are really pretty. These are pastel adhesive back sequins, and they're in gold, and pink and blue. Truly, they are balmy blue, petal pink. Petal pink. They're not really well. Some of these sort of reflect. They reflect different colors of pinky, almost even purpley in some of them. So they'll be perfect for this. There we go. Maybe. See, it's to put the gems down and then move them around. Because you know that's what I do, right? Okay, so there's a card, and I was going to just do another one very similar, but with some different die cuts, and I have a different sentiment. This is from Charming Sentiments, wishing you everything wonderful. So that's just kind of, you know, could be for anything, right? All sorts of wonderful things. And maybe colors do I want to use? Do I use same colors? I could use same colors. So I'll go back to the Orchid Oasis for this. If you are using ink spots from your Paper Pumpkin kits or your other all-inclusive kits, I'm not positive this is going to fit on here. I often will take the ink to the stamp because the stamp is usually a bigger piece. And so that's how I tend to do it. Well, I think it will. I think we're good. And I do think I did double check this when I was mounting it. Just, let's make sure the piece of cardstock you're planning to put it on will actually fit on. There we go. Okay, so that is ready. And then I have the Dainty Delight dies, and there's this beautiful leaf sprig, and then there are some flowers that you can die cut. So I thought that might be kind of fun to play with. So let me pull this out. And so this leaf spray actually, oh yes, this is long enough. Do I even have a piece that's long enough? So I am going to do this in the dark parakeet party. And again, I am just coloring on the vellum. And I colored it in the curve, but let's make sure it's not sure it's quite big enough yet. Oh, the whole thing. Help us solve all the problems. Wow, it's a big curve. Okay, I'm sure that will cover it. And my other piece, I am going to color. So we have this, we have this. What else do we want out of here? This would cut all little individual flowers, and this cuts individual flowers. Maybe we'll go with those. This might be a topper for this. I think I'm just going to go with that for today. I haven't actually played with these dies all that much, and I haven't played with the stamp set that much. It was in the last catalog, and I didn't get it until almost the end. You have to make choices, and you put things on your wish list. But then I did get it, and I did get. Well, I had some of the paper from the celebration before I owned the stamp set, but or the stamp and die set. But now I have it all, but I haven't played with it a whole lot. So nice to kind of get it out and have a play. Okay, so I have lots of colors to cut lots of flowers. Just going to push these things to the side a little bit. I'm going to bring my big shot back in. Oh, sorry, it's not a big shot. My mini cut and emboss. Oopsie. Old names. How many years did we say big shot? And clearly it's still on my brain sometimes. Just make sure that is all in the colored area, which it seems to be. And again, I'm just going to stagger the plates and then roll it. If you are traveling, if you're a camper, have a travel trailer or anything along those lines, the mini cut and emboss machine is a fabulous way to be able to take some crafting things with you and not have it take up a lot of space. I know in RVs and trailers and stuff, space is premium, but this is it. It's just little. It is well, with the handle, it's a little longer. It's about 10.5 inches with the handle, but the machine itself is only 7 inches long, and it's only about 4.5 inches wide. So it's quite tiny. So you can just find a little nook or a little cranny and stuff it in and take it along. So it's awesome for that. Okay, so we have lots of things we can do. I don't know what colors do we want. Where can we fit these things? We'll just drop them down onto these colored areas. That's all going to fit. Top plate. A little bit. And we run this through. There's another one of those, you know, just make a whole bunch of bits and pieces and see what happens. And see what you get. Some of these. Oh, did that not quite. Oh no, it's just an intricate little design here. So get it out. Oh, one more. Come on, baby. There we go. I think we're going to need some more flowers, though. What do we have here? So we have those. We have a couple purple ones, but I think we just run a few more. What can we do here? We still have some pink. I could put. I'm gonna put some. Do we want the dark? Maybe some of the dark. Okay? Put some of the dark on here. Cut out some of those little flowers. Sorry, I'm off camera, aren't I? I need more space. Okay, go. Here and where did go? Well, dye pieces. So that one and this one. And I don't know that we want green. I don't think we want green. We will just run this through. And that may be a fair number of little pieces. Maybe we want one more of these big flowers. So we have 3 of the big flowers. Whoops. Kind of need some cutting plates, don't I? Did this fit in here? Ooh, we're gonna do him. Just he's gonna, you know, be nature at its best. A little bit of its own coloring kind of scheme going on. So I might have just moved them. Well, we'll see what we get. Well, I could do them in pink too. I have some pink on them. See what we get with this one. It might look a little odd. Oh, no, I think it's okay. Just a little, ever so slightly lighter on the edge, but we'll just run one more here. And then I promise we're gonna make a card, really honest. Okay. Alrighty, where'd my pokey guy go? Okay, so clear all the dies out of the way. Move the cut and emboss machine out of the way and bring in the paper. So here's kind of what I was thinking, that I would put this on. I'm going to do that right now with some dimensionals, and then we will just build some greenery and some flowers around it. And then when we're happy with it, we'll just put down a card base and boom, card done. Assuming we can get everything on straight and all that jazz. I think I want this close to the edge, towards the top, right about there. And now this, almost big enough for glue dots. Let's just, let's see if we can get this on with glue dots, because they're kind of quick and easy. Not that that Q-tip thing was working, but a big Q-tip. Some of these are a little small. Okay, so we're going back to this method for the stem at least. Just going to dab a bit of glue onto somewhere onto most of the leaves. And it doesn't have to be everywhere. It can have some loose bits, but for the most part, I want this stem stuck down. Way. Just going to this full where it does. There we go. And then I think that some of these flowers we can put on with a glue dot, and that will be a really easy way just to stick these down. So I'm just using, oops, sorry, I'm a little bit out of the camera, the pokey end, and just flicking a glue dot onto it. You see it there? And then it's really easy just to stick it down onto the center of my flower, and then put my flower wherever I want it to be. So that's all I'm doing with that. And glue dots are an awesome way to put little bits and pieces onto cards. This. Oh, so you know what? I sort of put this about here, because the other one I did is the same color, so I may not use them. I might just go with the 3, but then we have some of these other little pink flowers. I'm just going to add some of them in as well. Pink. This guy in here as well. Not certain we do. Oh, I could do this maybe without the stem. That could work. Yeah, I'm going to slip the stem off of this guy, and we'll just use the flower bit. Pretty tiny for a glue dot, but we'll give it a go and just smush the glue dot up a little bit so that it doesn't hang over the edge and isn't sticky everywhere. And that can go into that spot. Yeah, I think that kind of works. What do you think? Do we need any more? Do we need one of these? These guys, they die cut. It's one die and it cuts them both, but then you can just snip it apart. And then you have 2 small flowers. Need to squish my glue dot a tiny bit for them as well. There. There. I think that works. Alrighty. Oh, did I do all of that off screen? I may have to make this a little less zoomed in the future. I have to draw big borders so I know where I need to be. Where did my card pieces go? Yeah, here we are. So I apologize if that was out of view, but there it is now. So I put the green stem down, and then I just stuck all those little vellum flowers down with glue dots. And we will pop this up with dimensionals. Okay. So let me know if you have ever played with vellum or not. And if you haven't, I hope that this craft spot inspires you to order some and give it a try. There's so many things you can do with vellum. And you can, of course, just leave it plain. So it just makes everything, like if you put it over, if you have some really intense colors in your designer series paper and you cover it over with vellum, it just gives it a more muted look. So you can just use it plain, but you can, obviously, you can color it and you can stamp on it. And there are a number of things that you can do with it that are just, well, they're lovely. Shall we use these same pink? We don't have quite as much pink this time. It seems it looks more like this dark color, but I think these will work. We'll just put some of these guys again. Yeah, quick and easy. So there you go. These pieces out of the way. There are all the cards that I made today, and there's the other cards that I showed you. Ooh, just a little bit out of camera, but there we go. Let me just come back here. How do we do this? You think I hadn't done this for a while. There we go. Look, I'm back. So there's just some playing with vellum today. I hope you liked it. And like I said, give it a try. Let me know how it goes. And if you have a photo of something that you've made, you can post it in the comments under this this post. Love to see what you have created. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. I look forward to crafting with you all again really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.